Power is being restored to Cuba after a total blackout hit the island earlier this week. I want to turn now to Massachusetts Democratic Congressman Jim McGovern, who recently introduced a bill to repeal the economic embargo against Cuba. Congressman, I guarantee we'll get to Cuba in a second, but I just want to ask you about this DHS funding standoff, because yesterday the White House sent legislative text to Congress as a part of the negotiation saying it would expand the use of body-worn cameras, limit civil immigration enforcement in schools and hospitals, enforce the use of visible officer identification, and would not deport any U.S. citizens. Is that enough? If not, why not?
No, it's not enough. Look, I mean, I'm somebody who believes that ICE ought to be abolished. I've thought that since 2018, when they were separating children from their parents. So for me, I don't want to fund ICE, but I've signed on to a discharge petition to fund all the other agencies. TSA, Coast Guard, FEMA. I think we could, pass a bill that would fund all of those departments, without hesitation. But Trump is insisting on doubling down on funding ICE and CBP. And he controls the White House. The Republicans control the Senate. They control the House. They can do whatever the hell they want to do. But if they want my vote, what they propose is not enough.
And if you see an angry constituent at Logan Airport because the line is 3 hours, what do you tell that constituent?
That I want to fund TSA, but I can't get Donald Trump or the Republicans to allow us to bring up a bill to actually fund TSA. That's what I'm going to tell them.
I want to play for you sound, Congressman, from the president yesterday about Cuba and the Secretary of State / National Security Advisor, Marco Rubio. Please listen.
Well, Cuba right now is in very bad shape. They're talking to Marco, and we'll be doing something with Cuba very soon.
The embargo is tied to political change on the island. The embargo is codified. And but the bottom line is their economy doesn't work. It's a non-functional economy.
Non-functional economy organically or because of the pressure the United States is applying?
Look, we have been strangling the island of Cuba for over 6 decades, and this administration has doubled down on that. I was proud to be part of a team that went to President Obama and got him to change our policy toward Cuba, to open things up, and things were beginning to move in a different and more positive direction. Trump won the election and basically reversed that policy, and unfortunately Joe Biden didn't do a damn thing until the very last weeks of his presidency, and by then it was too late. And Donald Trump was able to reverse that as soon as he became president. So I believe that the best way to open things up on Cuba is to lift the trade embargo. Let's have normal trade relations. Let's encourage people to visit Cuba, more cultural exchanges, more academic exchanges. I think that's the way to go.
While you adjust your earpiece, and I appreciate you for gamely doing that, Congressman, well done. The president says he wants a regime change, or implies that he wants a leadership change, at least at the very top of the Cuban government. What authority does he have for that, and do you support that?
Yeah. First of all, Donald Trump's comments on Cuba are cringy. I mean, let's get to the bottom line of what he really wants. He wants to turn Cuba into a client state where he can basically control the Cuban people and tell them what to do and what not to do. It's not about human rights. It's not about freedom. It's not about democracy. It's never been about that with regard to Cuba or Venezuela or quite frankly, any other country in the world. This is about Donald Trump trying to work out a deal to enrich himself or his family or his big donors. So, I mean, the bottom line is that, I don't think the Cuban people want Donald Trump to basically dictate their lives. I don't think they want Marco Rubio or anybody in the United States to tell them what to do and what not to do. I think we should try to encourage the opening of more political space through diplomacy and through dialogue, and to basically let the Cuban people determine their future, not people in the United States. I mean, that is a throwback to the days of when the United States was in bed with Batista. That led to a revolution that brought you Fidel Castro and the Cuban Revolution. So, I mean, with Trump, it's not about the Cuban people. It's about his own self-enrichment.
Massachusetts Democratic Congressman Jim McGovern handling the earpiece expertly, and I appreciate that. Thank you very much. We'll come back and we'll have a better earpiece for you, I promise you.